بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين. All praises to Allah. We send peace and salutations upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is time for the morning message, and today we sharing some information about Ashraful Aid, one of the leading organizations, relief organizations in our midst. MashaAllah, doing amazing work in the service of the Ummah. And we are honored. We are joined by Maulana Suhail Wadee, the director of Ashraful Aid. Let's welcome him. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Maulana.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you doing today, and how's the work?
Alhamdulillah, doing very well, and the work is going also very well. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Exceptionally busy. You know, there's so much of work that's required and need.
It's a season.
People,
it's a season now, Maulana. I know we're coming to the busy season, and just in the beginning, Maulana, I would like to, maybe you can just give some information about those who may be hearing about Ashraful Aid for the first time. What is Ashraful Aid? When did it start? What are the projects? What are you working to achieve, inshallah? If you just share with us some information.
Okay, so Alhamdulillah, Ashraful Aid is an international humanitarian organization that is headquartered in South Africa. Alhamdulillah, we operate in around more than 30 countries globally, with offices in many parts of the world. For example, in Australia, New Zealand, Zambia, Malawi, Kenya, and Ghana, as well as in Canada. But we're headquartered in South Africa. Alhamdulillah, in terms of our programs, we focus on 6 core projects and programs, which is food security, water security, disaster relief, education, social development, which is to empower people, as well as medical. And Alhamdulillah, our core focus is women, children, the elderly, and refugees. Alhamdulillah, in terms of the work, we can see the focus which is in South Africa. Lots of poverty in South Africa, almost 30 million people that are unemployed, as well as internationally, globally. For example, what's happening in Gaza, what's happening in Sudan. Ashraful Aid, Alhamdulillah, is doing great work there, as well as in the greater Middle East as well, and right through in Africa as well. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. I believe, Maulana, you mashallah, you're having so many visits to different countries, and lately you are also having some visits to Jordan. Tell us about the purpose of your trip to Jordan.
So Alhamdulillah, Jordan is a very key place for us because there are many Palestinians that now reside, Palestinian refugees that now reside in Jordan. As you know, that Jordan actually is part of Sham, which is the blessed lands Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran, as well as so much of virtues for the people of Jordan and Sham. So Alhamdulillah, many refugees that are staying in Jordan, especially widows and orphans. So Alhamdulillah, our core focus was to support them and to assist them. So Alhamdulillah, through some of the schools that house or that the orphans attend, and widows, we managed to provide quite a lot of, it's going into winter there, which is exceptionally cold. And Ashraful Aid, Alhamdulillah, has managed to provide support to them. So we've had our entire teams from Australia, from Malawi, from Canada, as well as our teams in Jordan that have assisted. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So if we can list the different projects you're having for the Palestinian refugees in Jordan, Maulana, the orphans, and what else, the projects that people can support.
So our main focus is orphans and widows. I think in terms of now, it gets exceptionally cold there. So in terms of winter warmth items, jackets, blankets, especially also now food, and that as well. The provision of food as well. So supporting these orphans at this point in time. Alhamdulillah, it's our annual campaign, and being in some of those places, it's exceptionally cold, and it's really appreciated. the widows, when they thank us, we don't need their thanks. They're actually doing us a favor. But you can just see from the bottom of their hearts, the appreciation, and because of the assistance that is rendered to them. And Alhamdulillah, it's hundreds of orphans as well as thousands of families will benefit from these campaigns.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. I'm sure, Maulana, through your travel and through your journey to Jordan, you have so many stories in mind, and also yani seeing the situation on the ground, there is the way the people responded as well, and the numbers of the refugees. If you can just share with us some of the feedback and how the people there in Jordan are looking at us coming from South Africa to support them. If you can just share with us some of these stories.
Yeah, so it's really amazing that we share a common a common brotherhood and sisterhood. It's our responsibility that if any of our family and any of the ummah is in need, that we have to assist. And many of these of the Palestinians that have now resided in Jordan, they're very, very impoverished, especially those that are vulnerable, like the orphans and the widows. And going into the camps and going into the schools and being part of them, I think they really appreciative. Just even the feedback from management. So we work with various schools, various orphanages as well. So the UNRWA schools, that house these, that facilitates the orphans and that we support. Even from them, the teachers, they say, this is really going to make a real difference to the orphans and to the widows, especially at such a point in time. Now we're going into winter and it gets extremely cold. And really, it brings lots of joy to our heart. And like that, we'd also like to send our appreciation to all those that have supported us. It's really Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and reward you. And as I mentioned, just the people walking up to us and saying, Jazakallah khair, we really appreciate it. And the du'as which they make for us, it's really heartwarming, and we can only thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making us the means of making it easy for our Palestinian brothers and sisters that are in Jordan.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Maulana, just a question. What are your next steps for our Jordan projects, and generally speaking, in the near future, as we're getting closer to Ramadan now?
Yeah, so there's always a great need. I think the continued support of food, it remains a primary focus. Many people, the food cost is expensive. Just to ensure that they have provision. When we do when we're going into Ramadan, to ensure that everyone has food to eat, food to break for iftar. That's our primary concern, and we're going to try our level best to ensure that everyone that is there in those camps have meals for suhoor as well as for iftar.
Naam, Alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless these efforts, Maulana. Any final message you'd like to share with our audience?
Alhamdulillah, there's what we have seen is that there's lots of work that is required. Alhamdulillah, Jordan remains one of the key areas also to assist the people of Gaza. So we've had several meetings with key organizations to facilitate the entry of food into Gaza. Some of the humanitarian aid still remains closed, but inshallah, we are hopeful that we've been indicated to that in the next few weeks that it will again be opened up, inshallah, for aid from Jordan as well. I know one is from Egypt, one is from Jordan, so it remains a very key part of supporting the people of Gaza as well. And likewise, those that have become refugees, it is imperative for us that we continue to support them in whichever way we can, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khairan Maulana for all this sterling work. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from you and bless the donors and everybody who's supporting. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you success. Allahumma ameen. Shukran jazilan for joining us.
Ameen. Jazakallah khairan.
Jazakallah
Assalamu
khairan.
alaikum.
Allah yahfazkum. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Maulana Suhail Wadee, and amazing work, subhanallah, for Ashraful Eid. And we need to support. Whenever there is an opportunity of khair, we need to support. They doing the work that we're supposed to do. And each one of us, we keep them. We try to empower them in order to serve more people. And as Maulana mentioned, the need is more. Even though we're giving, alhamdulillah, and people are donating generously for Palestine, but indeed the need is more. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the ability to support. Allahumma ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. We're taking a short break. We will come back inshallah after the break. Stay with us.